Right, we're now looking at the jigsaw, a very familiar portable power tool. Most people will recognise these as a jigsaw. This is a more industrial one rather than a sort of what I could class as a DIY one. Okay, we have jigsaw blade, a base here in which we can move and cant over to give us varying degrees of angle to our cuts. We have here a switch for the fan, so we can increase a fan blowing the waste material away from the cutters there. And here, a lot of people are not really, a lot of people don't really know what this switch is for. This actually controls the movement of the blade here. It has a oscillating effect. It does that. Okay, and we can decrease or increase depending on what type of cut you want. Alright, by increasing that movement, oscillation, it will cut faster, okay, but rougher. It will give you a rougher cut. If you require a finer cut, but will take a little bit more time, then you will turn that down and reduce that forward movement of that blade. Here we have a guide rollers at the back of the blade here, and we have a little perspex, if you like, guide. Perspex, so we can see exactly where the cutter is in comparison to perhaps the line, okay, but also to assist that we have a V there that you can use as use to follow a line. Here we can adjust the speed. At the moment it's on maximum 6, but we can actually slow it down. Majority of the time I would suggest that we are actually on 6. Trigger, and we can lock that trigger in with that button there. Alright, for continuous use. And we have an Allen key to the side here, or attached to the cable to enable us to adjust the base if we require angled cuts. It is 110 volt, and normal checks with any portable power tools apply. So we'd be checking the plug, leads, the casing, fixings, and that everything is in place and works correctly. Looking at the jigsaw blades, there's a whole host of different types of blades. This particular one is a wood cutting blade only, but you can get different cutters. You need to check it out when buying additional cutters for plastics, for metals of various types, okay, and also looking at the rough cutting, very coarse cutters compared to fine cutters. Excuse me. As you can see there, we've got very coarse cutters for wood, and we've got very fine cutters if we require a fine cut. But you need to check them out. You check them out on the card here, and it'll tell you exactly, either on the front or on the back, exactly what those cutters for. Depending on the make, will depend how we actually remove the blade. This particular jigsaw, we can remove the blade by placing a supplied screwdriver down the front and churning, making sure it's located in the screw head. We can then turn. Let's just take the Perspex guide out. We can undo and then turn the blade and slip it out. There are other securing mechanisms for the blades. Some of the more DIY simply have a screw on the side of the blade. So you place it in, you place the blade straight in, and then do up a screw on the side of the holder holding the blade. This particular one, as you've just seen, if we do it up, okay, it's located by placing it secured by doing up a screw down the front of the jigsaw. There are types, a very good type, in which there is a lever that you bring round at the front here, right the way round, and that will unlock a blade, and it's very simple to slip in and slip out. Okay. Operation, it's 110. As with a lot of power tools, let's just put that back, as with a lot of power tools, the issue is not necessarily the tool, but the securing of the workpiece. Too many times people will attempt to cut materials with portable power tools, but not really securing their material. And as we see, we're going to put a cut this plywood, and it's securely anchored down. I need to wear my PPE, so to put some earmuffs on. I've got some goggles to wear, and because I wear spectacles, I should be using these, but you've got various types of safety glasses, some specs there, and in some cases some coloured ones there. So we'll put these on. Earmuffs. Make sure that everything is in the off position, and connect our power. You can ensure that the lead stays well up the way by putting it over my shoulder. So I haven't got a trailing lead. And proceed to cut through the material, in this case plywood. The issue with a jigsaw is holding the material underneath. Be very cautious and conscious of where your fingers are if you are supporting your material for cutting. Right. As you can see from that, the idea of a jigsaw, or why we use jigsaws to any other power tool, is because we require some curved work. Okay, and as you can see there, the ideal tool for cutting curves of any shape.